What is up, party people? Hello, and welcome back to the Cup Chasers Daily World Cup Edition. We got Asif and Nez in the building, and Morocco decided not to do any kind of a game plan. They didn't go forward, they didn't park the bus, they didn't kick the crap out of France. Ends up with a kind of performance, and France did what they needed to do through to the semifinals. Mbappe with a cool, classy finish. Dembele also with a very good finish in a 6-minute salvo that saw the French into the next round. And of course, we're going to take a look at what Spain and Belgium can offer us today. So go ahead and smash up the likes. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It'd be an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the community. Of course, get the notification bell on, share it on the socials, tell everyone you know, all that good stuff. How we doing, gents?
I am good. I'm good. Feeling the heat in the UK.
Oh yeah, Morocco. We're definitely feeling the heat yesterday. You know,
Oh,
I mentioned I was on the football terrace with Terry, and I mentioned to him that it might have been the heat, and he's like, "Well, the Moroccans are from the desert, so I don't know if they can claim that."
Well,
But it
they're,
nah.
definitely looked like that was what was causing the tempo to be just.
but are they from the desert? Since the statistic has shown that most of the people on that team are actually not from there.
What did he say? 6 different Moroccan players who were born in France played in that game, or was it 4 or 5?
I think it was like 6. But yes,
Something
I
like
mean I ain't
that.
knocking it because the USA doesn't. Most of the
No,
teams do it. I mean, the French team is from the African continent.
it
Hey,
is
I
what
was
it
just
is. But
trying
I
to come
think
up with like what happened because what
Nah, we can't
happened?
use that one.
I think they didn't come up.
That.
Yeah, they didn't say anything afterwards regarding they were more. I think they did well to get this far. They just ran into a juggernaut basically. So the French team are looking very hard to stop. And I did mention to you previously, Jake. I think in the group, I think stylistically the only ones who could give them trouble would be Spain because of the way they
Yeah, I
come
was
up
actually
for.
thinking about it, and I was actually thinking about it, and I was like, Spain will probably be their biggest test, even regardless of who they play in the final. Should they beat Spain, I was like, man, I mean,
Because
maybe England just from
they haven't beat them
familiarity.
in they haven't beat them in at least 2 years. They haven't beat them.
Oof. Well, Spain was the last team to beat France in the
Yeah,
Euros.
exactly.
But yeah, man, I was shocked at the approach from Morocco because Nez and I were speaking yesterday, of course, on what they should or shouldn't do, and they didn't do any of it.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
shocked. I was like, they didn't press them high. They didn't sit back and try to like defend. There was plenty of space. It wasn't like a Paraguay approach where let's see if the ref will let us maul people. They didn't do that either. Shocking. I was just very surprised. I was like, you got to pick one of them. You got to pick something. You got to go some kind of tactic. I was very shocked. I was watching that. I'm like, so you're just gonna let France through. You've already decided that they've already won. I was very surprised. And yes, the French, and it's like we always say, they just had to beat what was in front of them. They didn't need to get out of second gear. You know what I mean? I was very surprised that they didn't really put up a fight. And the first time that Hakimi gets forward, or maybe it was the second time that he got forward down the right side and left the space, immediately win a penalty. Immediately wins a penalty. Now, I've actually heard differing opinions on whether or not that was actually a penalty. We'll start there as far as, I mean, it looked a pretty clear penalty, but there's not a whole lot of contact. Mbappe kind of jumps over him and goes down and wins the pin. But what do you think about that?
I think it was a bit. I've seen those given, and I haven't, and I've seen those not given. I think so.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I was happy about was that we're not really talking about the ref.
Good.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. For like one of the first times of the tournament, it's like, okay. All the pre-match noise was like, these guys are from Argentina. They're gonna do some. They're gonna pull a fast one, and he was decent. I thought.
Well, the funny thing about that, the statement you just made is, but this is one of the few matches that going into the game we were actually looking at the referees. Like before the Argentina and Egypt game, we weren't looking and saying, oh well, all the field referees are French, and obviously the VAR referees were from somewhere else, but we didn't pay that any attention because none of that mattered until the game started to be executed, and then we were like, well, who is this guy, right? And so a lot of times the referee requires, for when you do that, it requires some action from them for us to actually pay attention to where they're from. Because in the other games where the referees were bad, we didn't care until they were bad. It was like, well, Who is this person? That's good,
Yeah, I was very happy with that.
That's the job of a referee, is not to be the main character.
Well, you better tell some of these other guys, because
tell Michael Oliver that.
They don't know that. I am the star, sir. I have a camera on me. I got a GoPro on my chest or wherever they put the thing at, and I got a microphone that talks. Am I not Michael Jackson? I got all the stuff that the star of a concert would have on.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to English refs having main character syndrome. Shout out Michael Oliver. Yeah, but I was very, very happy that that was not the story yesterday. And let's be honest, Morocco didn't really do enough to cause controversy, to cause like enough fouls for there to be like, what's going on here? Because they just shockingly weren't at it like at all. I'm still kind of like scratching my head.
Well, the other funny thing about that is that when we looked at it, we looked at one side where he's like, okay, Hakimi and Brahim Diaz might their side might be a thing, but then we conversely looked and said, well, but that other side is about to be killer. And then that other side did do exactly what they were going to do. And so I think that kind of takes the thing out of it where I think it's also sort of a thing connected to the fact that I think it's connected to your footballing heritage of what you believe you are. And if you believe you're like ballers, which I think Morocco probably thought they could play with them. I really think that's the reason they played like that, is because they thought they could play with them. Whereas Paraguay probably went in as like, well, I don't think we can play with him. so they played the way they did. And to Asif's point, Spain probably will be the challenge, even though, I mean, right now predicting stuff is really a crapshoot, to go with things. So, I mean, as much as we would think that Spain will win, why wouldn't Belgium win? Why wouldn't they win? I mean, everything, all the signs point away from that. But, I mean, all the signs pointed away from Belgium beating the United States. And they said, let me put this lubrication on my hand. No, I don't like the lubrication. I'm going to just do it with no lubrication. Get you. No lube.
Yeah. So, that was bad for sure.
So, I don't. But France, they're really a machine, man. They're a machine because I was happy to see that when we talked, we were like, well, who did they start on the opposite wing, and they went with Doué, and Doué like did this job.
He was decent.
He did a really good job, and so, I mean, it just France is France, man. Like and we can look at previous results of games, and I think it's fair to do that when you try to do like a analysis in totality. But then there's analysis in what you see right now. If there's a boxer fighting and he in a fight, and in the first 6 rounds he's punching everybody in the face, and that people are figuring out every time someone counters, they're like, nah, I got you, and they gut punch him or they knock him down. When you get to round 10 of 12 and they don't look gassed or anything, it's kind of fair, unless somebody comes with a haymaker surprise, and they've already shown their chin can kind of take it. It's fair to think that that they are what they thought we are. They are,
Yeah, it's like I heard a what was the boxing story where it's like a famous story. I can't remember who it is, but it might have been Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, maybe, or I can't remember what it was, but it's a really famous story where one of them, it's like round 11 or something, and one dude is just like on his knees almost, and Ali looks at him and goes, "Is that all you got?" Like after like 10 or 11 rounds, the dude's just like, "Oh man."
It probably was
Oh,
Ali.
man.
You know, he was one of the greatest shit talkers ever. So it probably was him.
Yeah, he looks at him. He's like, "Is that all you got, man?" Dude's on his last leg over there. That's kind of how I feel.
I think you're
France
talking about that Rumble in the Jungle. Yeah.
It could be, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but it's you know, it's again, you know, as I made the jokes about the Avengers and Thanos, they're very Thanos like. Now the question that we're facing is, are they Thanos from Infinity War or Endgame? That's what we need to know. Which Thanos are they?
yeah, man. Because I mean, it took 6 minutes, a 6 minute salvo, you might say, where it's just like the first one opened up, and then it's interesting because you kind of see France turn it on in spurts, and then when they get the lead, they know that they're kind of not giving anything up, going the other way, and so they kind of go into this professional, just control the game mode. After that second goal, and of course, Mbappe came off. I thought it was so funny when he came off that, like, he just sat down. I didn't see how he got the knock on his foot. He just sat down and said, "Look, hey, sub me out." He's kind of not helping the dictator thing where he's just like, "You know what? I'm done. Hey, bring in JP. It's time." He like signaled to the bench like, "Yo." But I do want to go back for a second. The only thing that we might look at as far as the referee is concerned is, and this doesn't take away from Mbappe's terrible penalty, but he did have to wait like 5 minutes while the VAR tried to find a way to rule out the penalty.
And it was really bad because there was nothing there. It was nothing. Because he placed the ball, then they picked it back up. I'm like, come on, man. Like, why do all that?
Yeah, I mean, did he do his like pre-penalty routine like 3 times, I think?
Yeah, like, of course I'm gonna miss now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was a very long time. It was like 3 minutes and nearly 4 minutes, basically. So I thought that wasn't really a good look on.
No, definitely not. And it's interesting that I don't know if this was. I saw this on Instagram. I don't know if it was true, but in the Egypt game, Messi got an 8.6, missed a pin, and scored a goal. And in this game, they gave him Mbappe an 8.6, missed a pin, and scored a goal. So I've seen that like put next to each other, and obviously those comparisons are coming out. But at the moment, Mbappe's ahead of him on the assists. Because he's got 3 assists already in this tournament to go with his 8 goals. And I was just looking at the Golden Boot race, and I'm like, if Haaland, has anything to say about this, he could go ahead of them tomorrow. Kane, if he scores a hat trick, could go ahead of them tomorrow. Even Oyarzabal is on 6, or 4, I think, 4 or 5 as well. So there's still potential there in the Golden Boot race, but unless there's just more Infantino making calls, I don't think Messi's going to beat him even in this tournament. Mbappe seems the more likely, as you say, Thanos in inevitable style. And the thing with Mbappe is that he can whatever kind of, and it's the same with Dembele, really. It's whatever space you're going to give him, whatever angle you want to give him, whether it's down the line, whether it's on the left foot, right foot, shield him into the middle, try to push him towards your own, your defenders to get double teams and help it. It doesn't matter. If you're going to stand him up and let him and kind of wait for him to make a move, he'll just be like, nope, I'll just chip this into the corner here. No problem. You don't have to, and so no matter what you do, and then Dembele's like, hold my beer. I got to get one here today as well. But Bono, Bono maybe should have saved that second goal, though.
Yeah, he got his hand on it. He just didn't. We had a weak hand on there, and there was nothing. But he made some pretty good saves earlier. So I think he probably was on I'm doing pretty decent. And then the game that went through a lull, and then it came like rainfall, man. It just dropped on him, and it was what it was. But an interesting point you talking about, like just with France's forward line, is that the one thing that I have to give France, because every one of these guys, all four of the front line that played yesterday, in addition to the guys who came in, are world class. And you don't give world class to everyone, but all of them are. Like every single one of them are world class. But here's the thing about it: they all do everything, so they don't have a problem passing the ball. Like you think about some guys who want to score. They want the goal to be created, and you see it even more so when they play for their nation. That it's embedded in them that when I play the front line, yes, I absolutely can score, and I probably want to score, and I will score, but I'm going to do what's necessary to get a goal. However I get involved in the goal is how it is. Hey, so because it's like we know Olise can score, but he's all about now. I'll pass the ball. I'll pass it. I'll hit you with a banger, but I like passing it because my guy did that thing, and because he did the ooh-wee, I got to give him the ball. Like, I got to give that to him because when he does his movement, that my pass will be equal to his ooh-wee, because you're going to be like, man, did you see that? How did he see that pass? Did you see that pass? So the pass is cooking almost as good as the finish. And so when you look at that and you're looking at this front four, you're like, man, these guys are like kind of, ooh, they're doing what they need to do. And this is where it's a very intriguing thing to see. France football is playing with and has the ability of and the results of what Brazil thought they were.
Yeah.
France is what they think they are.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was very interesting. Doué came in. Obviously, he won the penalty in the last game. And so he came in. And it's really interesting. If you look at Doué and Olise, they seem casual. They seem just comfortable. They seem just really, really relaxed, and they kind of, it's like, he's not like leaning down. He's not like really looking like he's about to go on a run, and then he's past you.
Yep.
And he's done a little move. He's past you. He's got, and then Olise's the same. Like you're running with him. He's got his back to goal, and they're playing the ball into him, and all of a sudden he's by you. It's like, what happened? What happened? Bouhaddi kind of got a trial by fire there, the 18-year-old from Morocco. Of course, he's had a fantastic tournament, and he's probably going to get a big move. But, they tore him up in the middle there. And it's kind of the exact opposite with Dembele and Mbappe. When they're on the ball, there's more of an intensity. There's more of a, the defenders are already crapping their pants kind of thing. It's like, oh man, where's it? It's just kind of stylistically. And it's really interesting because a lot of times when I see, players like that, like Reece James is my favorite example of a casual player. He's always too relaxed. He's always like, and you might call it composure, but also it looks a little, he strays into lackadaisical sometimes. He strays into, dude, you're too casual. And Olise and Doué just they always produce, even when they look like that. They're always doing something wild. Like when Olise did the thing where he cut it to the right and immediately hit the pass. It was a little bit overcooked, but he had three dudes on him, and I was like, man, these guys are just what do you even do?
Well, but that's also part of like the identity where when they're getting hacked and all that stuff, it benefits them because now they're like, oh, or if it's a stressful moment, it's not. So you look at that and you say, but I also think it's indicative of the coach and the manager because Didier Deschamps and closing out what he's doing, it's a very, very confident group and they believe in him. And the other thing is you see they really are playing for him. Obviously he's gone through things personally, so I think there's a big thing where they're playing for him just because of the personal situation he's dealing with. But I think that it's just sort of forecasting. Man, Zinedine Zidane sure knows how to pick them. Because boy, when he gets a team, he's like, nah, I'm gonna get this team. Because I'm saying now, because obviously he's supposed to take over after Deschamps, and in 4 years in Spain, Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. Is that where the next one? So they're close to home too. And hey man, Zizou gonna feel right at home there, and these guys will be like this. That next World Cup will be the end, so to speak, of their prime. Like these guys are going to be like super good then.
And it'll be the centennial. It'll be 100 years of World Cup. It'll be directly, because the first one was 1930, right? So 2030 will be the centennial. Yeah. I did want to mention something, Asif, that I saw on the BBC. They did an article where when Mbappe was 18 and he was still at Monaco, Liverpool flew him around in circles with Jurgen Klopp, trying to recruit him to Liverpool. Talk about a missed opportunity, man. I mean, obviously, young French players, their priority is PSG, but what a world that could have been.
Yes, apparently we're his mother's favorite team, and they wanted. It is what it is. Imagine if he actually got done. But
you may have been able to catch Pep and City in a couple of those. You were all Liverpool were already neck and neck for years. If they had Mbappe,
yeah, it could have changed a lot of things. But
I think he fits rock and roll. He fits that rock and roll style. He would have been a beast.
Absolutely, I think.
He's still a beast, but I think he would have been a beast.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's again, I'm still just kind of reeling. I'm still like, man, I expected a lot more from the Moroccans, but they had a good tournament for sure. Hakimi did well. Bawadi's shown out and probably get a move. Saibari's already gotten his move. They definitely missed Saibari down the middle, like big time. Anytime they did get forward, almost every single time the commentators were like, there's no one in the box. There's no one in the box. They were kind of parroting that. I was like, yeah, well, we get it. We get it, man. Okay, move on. But they were right. They didn't really have a target, didn't really have a number 9. And that's why I'm still like, what were you even trying to do? Like, you got to, obviously we always postulate on how you beat the best of the best. And my opinion is normally the same. You got to smack them in the mouth and make them prove that they are as good as they think they are. And Morocco just didn't do that, man. He just didn't really give them a test. I definitely expect there to be sterner tests moving forward.
Maybe, I don't know if you hope for it, but I just think giving this French team credit, they've risen to every occasion. They've met every challenge that's there so far, and it's interesting because the only game that was kind of close with them was when Norway played their reserves against them, and they still, it was a 3-2 game. So and again, I think you're playing like young guys with nothing to lose, so of course it kind of ends up being that. But even then, they held serve. So sometimes you just gotta you look at a team and say it's their one. Like when Liverpool won the league 2 years ago, you watched them, you're like, yeah, this is theirs. They're gonna win it. It's theirs. When Arsenal won last year, like you was like, yeah, they're gonna win it. They're gonna win. You just kind of let it be what it is, and you respect the run and you respect the title, and you say, hey, well, the next one is Spain or Belgium,
mm-hmm.
and you go from there.
I think
What is this?
What's up?
Everything is alleged. We don't know anything.
Allegedly. Yeah. We'll not go that. You know what? I will go that far. I think it was. I think it was. It's
talking about conspiracies. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to one of the times I was last on, and I did call it about calling his friend Trump calling his friend Infantino, and pulling in the favour. Apparently, the prime minister in this country is too moralistic.
It's in morals.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's what he says anyway. To try to get Kwanzaa
Well, is that game today?
No, it's tomorrow.
No, tomorrow.
They gave Kwanzaa see, this is like, yes, I'm an American, and yes,
you made us do it, man. I didn't want to go here. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Yes, I'm an American, and yes, I wanted Balogun to play, and I didn't think that was a red card. But Kwanzaa's been given a 2-match ban.
So it was worse. So now they're overcorrecting.
What?
Even though the 2-match ban is more funny because, I mean, I think England is favored to win this game, and then the next game is likely.
Yeah. Big up the Swiss. You guys had a good run. See ya. It's just the double standard is baffling. That it's just out of control. I don't have any idea.
Is it even a double standard? It's literally.
I think it's
just standard. Like I don't know if y'all seen this movie Big Daddy, where the little kid was playing the game of cards, and he was playing the guy, and he's like, "I win," and the dude was like, "This is like a different thing." He's like, "I don't care, I win." That's what it is. That's the game. That's the rules.
I think it was I don't agree with some of the stuff that's been going on.
What?
But with certain presidents, they're gonna be. They don't see the optics. They're not really bothered about the optics.
No,
So,
Trump is definitely not bothered about the optics. I don't think Infantino is either.
Well,
but see, the thing about this question here, Waltons, is that FIFA is corrupt.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
And whatever tournament they're putting on or whatever event they're putting on or whatever, it seeps into that. You know, so what FIFA themselves, they're like richer than almost every nation. There's like 4 or 5 nations that are richer than FIFA as a whole, like as an organization, which is insanity because there are no checks and balances. There's nobody There's nobody to tell them to not do what they're doing,
unfettered capitalism. Do your thing.
And so is the tournament corrupt? I think what FIFA do in general is corrupt, and it seeps into it. Trump confuses sports with politics. He claimed to know sports better, yet he doesn't know what a red card is.
Well, first of all, to answer, I think that's one that people. It's a significant sort of misnomer classification. Anybody who thinks politics is not embedded in everything, they don't know anything about politics. Politics is literally the art of negotiation. Politics isn't everything. Sports literally, we sports wash. Like the term exists because of politics.
That's the literal reason people, hate men.
That's why they're there. So from the Romans, that the whole purpose of sport is to distract you from the stuff they're doing. And
when he mentions the Romans, he's talking about the Colosseums for the people who don't know.
The gladiators,
etc.
What other Roman? Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay.
There's as in historical context. Some people may not know, which is why I was.
Fair enough. And so, like the article I sent you, where the FIFA president was like, the 66 and the 74. What they were fixed? Yeah, they were fixed. What? You just gonna come out? We fixed it. We wanted to make sure the host nation wins. Oh, well, I don't really know what to do with that information. You don't even know what to do with it.
This is the most deflating part, Waltons. This is the most deflating part. It would have been a whole different story if Balogun scored a hat trick and we beat Belgium. It would have been a whole different thing. But it just feels so much worse because we shit the bed after all the nonsense. You know what I mean? And so, no, it wasn't worth it even a little bit. Not even at all.
Well,
Charles, just to go on to you.
We did. We
glazed France for 20 minutes, Charles.
I've been singing their praises since since the beginning of the tournament. This is why I picked.
I called him Thanos.
There's the little cursor on your scrubbing bar. Just click on it, run it back to the beginning.
Well, not even that. Think about it. I used Avengers, and here's the thing that people get in cinema history. This is a very interesting thing. One of the few movies where in cinema, in Infinity War, in Marvel, even if you don't like it, Thanos was the protagonist of that movie, and he's the bad guy. It was literally his movie. So if I'm using France as the example, it's because it's their movie. We're just here watching it, you know?
Yeah, man. But yeah, Charles, you can start the video over, and we did a good 20 minutes there.
Now run it back. Click it to your friends and tell them what we did. So watch here, and then we'll go from there.
There you go. Yeah, there's always the replay.
No one cares about Argentina.
There's always the replay. Yes, painful, very, very painful. It certainly was that. But yep. Nez is always dropping the truth bombs. He's got it.
But not that, like the thing. But remember, I said this, and the only reason, and again, it's the Trump derangement syndrome is a double-edged sword because it works on both sides. It works for the people who support him, and it works for his opposition. And then there's me who don't care about him and prefer not to see him in the news. The president shouldn't really be in my face about a whole bunch of stuff. Just do your job, and I shouldn't see stuff. But and I'm not saying do things shady, but you shouldn't be in the news being the face like it's your movie, because they're basically the referee of the game, right? The camera, the microphone is my concert. If we just go look at the news cycle didn't turn insane until he injected himself into it, right? And soon he said, I'm player one, sir, you don't even play football. And then when he proceeded to have a press conference to talk about it, which made it worse. And then he was like, yeah, I know sports.
I'm assuming he's gonna come to the World Cup final to fall asleep.
What you mean assuming? He's going.
He's gonna be there. He's going to be there, of course. Yeah.
First of all, it's in New York, New Jersey. He takes every chance to go there to be in front of those people. And I hate it. And now we have official record. The second he picks a team to root for, they're losing. We already know they're losing. Just know that they're losing. The record is there. As soon as he
it's the same with I Show Speed. Have you seen that? You know who that is, right?
As soon as you pick
That's
a team,
why he cursed the Knicks. That's why he cursed the Knicks.
Well, he didn't curse the Knicks because, sir,
no.
We have won the title. There's no curse there.
You lost your only game.
Yeah, we would have swept them, yes, but
Mom's right here. Trump has to lift the trophy. He's got to be a part of the trophy lift.
His pocket because he's keeping it.
Man tried to do it for the Club World Cup. He might be getting a replica World Cup as well.
No, it's not a replica. It's not a replica. The real Club World Cup trophy is in the Oval Office. So the real Juice Fontaine trophy is going to be in the Oval Office, and whoever wins will get a replica.
The most valuable trophy in the world, and he's keeping it.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But we always knew going in that Trump was going to do Trump things.
Yeah.
On this, and hopefully that won't take too much away from the game and the spectacle. Yes, sir. The Oval Office in the White House. That's the president's. The Oval Office is the president's office in the White House. Yes, indeed.
Going on from there. Let's today with the Spanish game, and I think. The Belgians have been looking really good since they made those changes, and he was really brave, I think, Rudi Garcia, to make those changes. I think because he would have.
No worries, Waltons. No worries.
Hey man, salute to the Philippines. Y'all my favorite people. Filipino Independence Day right there, and I be at all these stuff here.
Nice. Yeah, big up Waltons. Thanks for being here, of course. Go on and see
Jordan Clarkson on the Knicks.
As you can see, Les has got a thing for Filipino people.
Hey, man, I love people.
Anyway,
I'm from New York.
What are you saying there, Asif? Don't you love Colombians?
I do. I admit it, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, bro.
Shout out to the Pinoys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I'd love to go there one day. Yeah, so it's only one of my
That's my plan for next year.
So the real question, Asif, is does he start the same? You were saying it was brave to sit Doku, to sit Lukaku, to
Yes,
sit
I think he
KDB.
should. They had a great game against you guys.
I mean, are we the bar?
We're not the bar, but
no. I mean,
that's why I'm like, will he do the same thing? No, because it's Spain. And we're down here.
Oh, now I don't talk about referees, but real quick, Stephen, I did inject you. I just want you to know the referee, and this is at SoFi, Los Angeles Domed, is Michael Oliver.
No,
referees being here.
Yeah,
bang, go for it.
But he won't be anywhere near the World Cup final apparently. Anyway, going back on that.
Oh man, it's gonna be the Michael Oliver show today.
Yes,
he's got the main character syndrome.
I think he's with Spain and the way they play. I think it will be Spain's possession football against Belgium's pace, and with the new players that they've got in, I think it will be counterattacks from Belgium. So what I'm thinking is he should stick to what's got you past the US, and I thought that was really good tactics, so that was very brave of him, and I think he should carry on doing that. But I think personally, I think Spain will have too much for him, just for the fact that the know-how, the experience, Yamal, that Oritz, it's I think there's too much guile in that team. I'm not saying they've got the French when unlocking defenses, etc. But I think with the possession football, etc. I think Spain will have a little bit too much for them. I'm not saying I think Belgium can nick a goal. It's not like I don't think it's going to be an easy win for them, but I think Belgium have just too much. You never know, things happen, but I think Belgium will have a bit too much for them.
Is it Belgium?
This is a crazy line.
Spain. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay.
The bookies have set a crazy line. That's nuts. It's neg 340 for Spain to qualify.
Well,
that's a little bit too much in my opinion, especially with the way Spain it looked labored against Portugal, didn't it?
And I think Charles, the players that you more or less talking about are going to be on the bench, as they were against the US. Doku is probably the most likely to come off the bench to play. But I think they're on to Rudy Garcia has been talking about the changes. It's been a lot in the European Belgian press, and I think I think it's worked for them so far. And the changes that they made, Lukaku coming off the bench, Doku coming off the bench. I think KDP slows the pace down a bit. So. That's just my personal opinion. Go ahead, Ness. I know you've got something.
No, I agree with you. You know, the funny thing is the reason I think they should keep the lineup also is because when Spain played before they played the last game, my comment was Rodri is just going to boss them, and that's what he did against Portugal. And so if I try to match Rodri stylistically, you're going to lose. I mean, the guy won the Ballon d'Or for a reason. He carried City for in the midfield for years. And I mean, there was an insane long run where he hadn't lost the game when he plays in the game. And it exists with Spain when he's a controller. Like, he's literally a controller. And I think if Kevin is in the middle, they're cooked, man. And I think that my standing logic right now was, first, sports are is a young man's energetic game, especially when you're here. You play like you don't know any better, and you go from there. And because that's the case, I think they stick with what they have, and you play spry, you play the way that's been working for you. And then here's the part that matters, because Colombia didn't do it, but Belgium did do what I thought works the best. Is play the young, energetic guys, and if it doesn't work, then you can bring your guys on to finish the game. Like, it would make them think about it. Somebody said, I don't know if you said it, Jake, but when you bring Lukaku on, if I play Lukaku from the beginning to the 60th, 70th minute, I'm going to get a lot of goofiness. But if I only got to play Lukaku 25 minutes and everybody's open, I want that Lukaku. I want that one. Jeremy Doku, and I'm a City supporter. But even when he came in, Jeremy Doku against tired legs, I'm taking that all day. All day I'm taking that.
Against Pedro Porro? Against Pedro Porro?
They already know how to cook him. And so, and then Kevin De Bruyne. If I, at the end of the game and I need legs, and if I'm going to penalties, I want Kevin at the end not to be. I don't want to clap him off at the 70th minute. I want him to finish the game. And if I'm finishing the game, I need my guys. If this is my last game, I want my best team on the field at the end.
KDB is Spain's James.
Yes. Finish the game.
I think the comparison is pretty up there. Yeah. With the Colombian game, I know I wasn't here yesterday for the pod, but yeah.
I'll definitely chime in on that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with Nez. I thought they should have changed it up. They should have took James off a lot.
He shouldn't have started.
And yeah, I thought that they needed a bit more. Yeah, they had options on the bench. It's not like they don't have options, got young options off the bench.
Rios was fantastic when he come on. Wasn't he?
Yeah, should have started.
Exactly. Should have started. That's my opinion. But yeah, that's a different thing. I thought.
But their finishing is their fault because they could have won that game. They don't know how to finish. Put the ball in there.
Yeah, I have a lot of depressed Colombian friends now. Shout out to you guys.
Hey man, I ain't said nothing.
But all I was gonna say to him, all I've been saying to him is, we got further than you.
see now you antagonizing him, man. Can't do that, man. Can't do that. I ain't saying that.
Look, if you ain't gonna flex at a World Cup, when you gonna flex this? Anyway.
Well, don't get too excited to see if you do have a stern test tomorrow.
Against Norway, I think Haaland it's possible we could lose against Norway, but I'm saying to get this far is an achievement. We were expected to lose against Mexico in Mexico City, so anything for me after this is a bonus. So I'm just looking forward to the game. I was like I say against Mexico. I think most of you guys, when we were like reviewing that game, we were like, "Shit, Azteca." So
we all were,
Miami against Norway, and I think stylistically this is a good matchup for us.
It is.
I think so.
Soloff is a big guy, but we've got. I know he's not bigger than he's bigger than Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly will be able to match up with him.
Nico O'Reilly, Kyle Walker.
Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle Walker's gone. He's ancient history.
Yeah, but yeah, Nico. Sorry, would I think he'll match up with him. In regards to that,
Nico's tall. Nico O'Reilly's huge as well, isn't
he?
That's
what I mean.
But he's shorter. He's shorter than Haaland.
So yeah, we can negate some of their strengths with that. We know Haaland because when with Stones, I would play Stones and Guehi against him. They play against him in training.
Hey man, you already know if we're going to that, you already know my lineup for that one. But I'll leave that to y'all.
Yeah, we'll speak on it in the morning tomorrow as well, of course. But I agree with you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Odegaard, for example. We know how to get him out of the game. It's not like we don't have the
watch it.
You know, it's true.
Watch it.
We play against them.
Watch. Hey, because I'm not gonna hit Odegaard too hard, but hey, man, he hold the ball too long.
Rice, dogging him, and then So I think it's gonna be Anderson as well.
But Rice has had a fantastic tournament, man. He's had a fantastic.
Yeah, I think if we take him out of the game, we nullify Nusa, and then they'll have to go to Plan B, which is get Bob off. Etc. So I think
I got a random question before we get to comment questions. Hey man, who won the player of the season in the Premier League? I can't remember. Was it Rice?
Fernandes, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was Bruno.
Bruno. Yeah. The only reason I'm saying that is because I had a flashback to a conversation where he was like, "Hey man, if Arsenal win the league, Rice has like a legitimate claim to player of the season." And I'm like, "Who won player of the season?" And you know that Bruno's World Cup was so bad that it literally nullified what he did during the season. But go ahead. I'm sorry, man. That confused me for a second.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's fine. I can see us going. I think hopefully we have some sort of game plan, because with Tuchel, it's either really good game plan or really shit one.
You'll need one.
Against that Ghana one was totally but against so I think stylistically, I have been saying that, and I said that against the before the Mexico game. The only positive I could see was like Mexico are not going to defend; they're going to go at us, and I think that worked in our favor. And
but I prefer that. It was a great game.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to this here from Waltons, but I think if you ignore the Belgium game, USA was pretty exciting stuff. But yeah, I think Mexico probably just.
I think you were both. I think
just edged it as far as excitement.
Entertainment value. I think you were both up there. No offense to the Canadians, but yeah.
Offense to the Canadians. Offense to them. They sucked.
They sucked. Yeah, they didn't
sucked.
show up. They didn't do it.
No, I think they did well to get to where they got.
Yeah. What up, SC? I hope you're well.
Real quick, I'm looking at this stat for the Spain-Belgium game. I did not know this. Spain is unbeaten against Belgium in 11 meetings since 1980, winning 9 of those meetings.
Yeah.
And if Belgium's going to turn that around, I agree with Charles here. Courtois is going to have to be immense.
Hey, man, there was a joke where they said, hey, they showed a thing where De Bruyne and Courtois talk to each other in public. It's like, hey, man, the ice is broken because, they can't stand each other. So, there is that, too.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to be away from home for that period of time, you're going to have to eventually speak to that.
Hey, man, his beef with him is a legitimate beef, though.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know,
it's a real legitimate one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bros before, anyway.
If it was never his bro, then you can't do that. Like, if we weren't friends before, then that don't count.
Cantor just going, he's at some Morocco humble than 3. Yeah, I agree with this. A lot of Americans are becoming Man City fans, unfortunately. What do you think about that? See,
I'm assuming because of
Haaland. Yeah, man, because when you watch Haaland play, it's like, this guy's just out there having fun. This is what the game should be about, doing the row, hitting the row, and we're gonna see that in the Man City at the empty head next season. All 8 Man City fans are going to be doing the row.
They're doing it everywhere. There was some Jamaicans doing it, man.
Oh yeah, man, it's going to be awesome. But as far as Spain and Belgium are concerned, we saw that. And take this for what you will. USA's best player, I think, in the tournament was Weston McKennie.
Yes,
and
he played hard.
In the running through the midfield, and he wasn't in the game, and I think that's because Belgium got the tactics right and they went down the wings. Luka Bacchio, Trossard, they kind of skipped the middle of the park. And for me, that's the only way to beat a side with Rodri in it. Just don't let him get on the ball. Don't let him, dominate in the middle of the park. If you can pull Rodri to the sides, I mean, it's kind of similar, right? If you can pull Rodri and Pedri apart and have them really far away from each other,
they're gonna have ball control most of that game, and we know that. I think so. It's I think that saying it and trying to hold balls over the
I'm with it. Let's go.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
On.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Feel the rhythm.
I think with Spain's ball, no one gets more ball possession than Spain usually. So
but
I don't think it's happening.
Now the funny thing is you mentioned who was on the wing? You said Poro, but Doku versus Cucurella is another one. Like if you got Trossard, now if you start any of the 3 legacy guys, Doku is obviously much younger, so he's not as much as a legacy guy. But if there's only one change, I could see Doku being in there. And if you play Doku and Trossard, your wing play is there, man. And then it does what you want, and it keeps Spain out wide. You can kind of stretch them where you're pushing them side to side, and you go for it. If you could roll back, if they could have gotten Kevin De Bruyne can get you his legs from 3 seasons ago, then he would start. But he has now legs, and because
he's got now legs,
and going back, I don't see them having the ball to do that.
No, I don't think so.
Which is why I'm saying the best way is just to counter-attack them and use that pace. They get the Ketelare. He was. I'm not.
He looked garbage until he saw the United States, and then the battery was in his
No,
back. He said, "Oh,
he said he was garbage till I called him out on it in the chat, and then he managed to score 2 goals. So
yeah,
but,
yeah."
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why if when they do get possession, even if it is going to be like an 18% over the whole game, they got to skip Rodri, they got to skip Pedri, you got to go down the wings. And even though Bossardino has said his farewells and it's a sad day, he's going off the turkey. It still will be that Arsenal versus Tottenham on that side. Trossard versus
I think Chelsea
Pedro
will give him a
Porro.
bit more movement, but when the battering ram, Lukaku's going to come on at some point, and then
he for sure should come in late. Even though I saw Nana tours was it his ACL?
Dude, that is, man.
That sucks, man. That really
Onana's such a good player, but he has such a horrendous injury record.
So he's going to miss all of the season. But he gave it for his country, and I think that's something they'll play for as well. Because they had his jersey up at the end of the game. They was holding it up. So I think, again, what Belgium has done, and I'll give their manager a lot of credit, is he's found the bulletin board material to stick that battery in their back. And so instead of like, hey, well, we're playing because we're the victims in this one, now it's like we're playing because they tried to cheat us, and our guy got hurt when they tried to cheat us. Put the battery in our back.
Speaking about injuries and just going off topic for the moment, Ugarte from Uruguay he's got a very long-term injury now.
Does he?
Yep. So
I mean that's
and unfortunately can't sell him. Ah, what a shame. Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out.
And I mean, in that vein, again, this is completely off topic. Why are Man U wanting to do 37 different medicals for Ederson, the guy they're trying to sign from Atalanta?
That means there's something there, man.
Yeah, because Brazil did a medical. Atalanta did a medical. Brazil did a medical during the World Cup. And then Man U were like, nah, hold on. We got to do a medical back in Manchester. We got to make sure. What it said to me was homie's got some sort of
there's something there,
or some sort of chronic something, or
no. I mean, they can't even pay for their own staff to come cup final. So come on, you've got they can be penny pinching on those medicals as well.
Yeah, I agree. Manchester United are definitely heartless. That's a good call.
I got nothing for it. I got nothing.
Well, I got.
Who is their manager? I actually don't know that either.
Man United? It's Carrick.
Carrick.
They gave him the
job. He got the job.
They gave him the full time.
Andre Santos is be going there from Chelsea as well. So
that's a good signing though.
Yeah.
For Man U. They need cover. They need cover, man. They need bodies because they're going to be in Champions League. If they don't, if they sign some midfielders, they don't sign some extra bodies, they're going to pull a Newcastle.
I do not like to hear signing and Man United, those two words together. But anyway,
of course you don't. Of course you don't. Are you worried, Asif? You're worried about little old man?
We're reshaping our. Like I say, I'm not going to say nothing till the season starts. I want to see preseason.
Now he's gone, man.
I think we've
got some. Charles that he got a ACL.
Onana's out.
March 2027.
We have a new winger. We have, and we're getting some more bodies in. So we will see when it comes to Liverpool. I'm reserving judgment because we got a new manager. The slot machine has gone. So that's all I was worried about. And I did mention that. I was banging on about that for the last couple of months before the end of the season. So that's all I want. Barcola would be an excellent signing if he wants to come. You go ahead and come.
Nice. He's coming to London, bro.
Why would you want to go to London anyway? What do you?
Because champions.
Yeah, so.
That's why Bruno wants to come. He wants Bruno G. He wants to play for the champions.
That does not mean much in the scale.
Doesn't mean much.
Not with the way. It's not like Arsenal.
Not the way you defended your title last season. It doesn't.
No, and I totally accept that. But we did not win our title playing the way you guys did, Jake.
That's fair. Why would Arsenal ever want to play like Liverpool? Boo.
I'll save my league banter for 3 weeks from now.
I'm just gonna say at least we did not park the bus for half the season.
Hey, even though really quickly, speaking of the league, and I love the banter. And hey, if you're watching this, there'll be more of this fun banter as we go forward. The Premier League is doing they're doing a Premier League in the USA for the whole first week of the season, and they're coming to the States. They're coming up to DC. So I can send you the link, but I'm going. Hey man,
they're doing their summer series again.
No, they're doing the league kickoff. They're not even doing it. They're doing watch parties for the games. So
okay. So
yeah. So they're starting it.
So I think you're doing it on week 1.
Yep, starting the season. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. But and it's smart of them to do that because, first of all, just let's talk business for a second. Hey man, Erling Haaland is clearly the next guy up.
Yeah.
And what better thing to do than to say, hey, this guy, because we all know it now. I mean, we kind of knew it, but we know it now. He is the face of the league. He is the face. Because he's the face, hey man, so people interested in this, well, let's jump on this, which is why we'll tell you which teams are to support us. Because Asif is a Liverpool fan, and Jake is, well, look at the name of it. We're here. They look at the Arsenal. They're the Arsenal. And then you got the Blue Moon back there just shining so brightly over the darkness. Right. And so, it's going to be a fun season. And so it's.
I was just, I know you guys were talking about it, and I'm just going back to the World Cup, and I was just looking at one of the things that you put in the chat, Ness, about the players we would have had if they chosen England. We could have had Haaland. We could have had.
He said it yesterday. He was like, I was born in Leeds. Because he's like, you speak pretty good English.
I am.
Born in England.
Yeah. When you came over here, it was just basically up the road from here. It's 15 minutes. Yeah. So So unfortunately, we could have. Yeah. If we had those two, I'd be picking us to win the World Cup. But yeah.
Well, I mean, but Harry, while I agree, but Harry's been a pretty solid guy. I don't think you're missing anything.
But if we had a front two of Haaland and Kane.
But Jude has been pretty good too. Jude, again, so a quick thing, you weren't here for that one, but hey man, Jude left it all on the field, man. Respect to Jude, man. Or respect.
Henderson got left on the field.
Henderson, that was just, you were trying to copy Dan Burn and he just took a fall, and I was like, you moron. But it's not like he was doing much actually on the actual field anyway. We just want him. He was just.
He got a yellow.
Did you see the heat map? Somebody, I don't know who did this. Somebody put up a heat map for Jordan Henderson, and it's all behind the goal.
But he's basically
the internet's undefeated.
He's basically just a big cheerleader anyway. So all we needed him.
So he's Neymar.
Yeah, more or less. So behind the scenes, so we don't actually need him on the field, so it does not really matter.
But you could have used this spot to get Foden or anything. Oh, question. Somebody asked me this the other day, and Jake, I think we mentioned this in the see if you might know it better. When who went out? Somebody went out. Oh, what? Well, so for Henderson went out, and there was a question I saw on social, but I don't know how real it is. It asked, I think they asked Tuchel if he was going to replace Henderson's spot. Could they have replaced Henderson with another player?
Is it too late?
I don't think they can. Not mid.
But he got asked the question, so that's why I'm like, why would you ask that? And if he could have, sure, if you could have replaced him,
I'm sure they would have.
Yeah,
but he said no. Like he said, he wasn't going to.
Yeah, we could just, like I keep saying, just dress him up in a cheerleader's uniform, give him some pom-poms, leave him on the side there.
I don't think he's with the team. I think he went back.
He's still in Mexico, I thought.
No, something. He was getting checked out though.
He's back. He had his surgery in Mexico, and now he's back with the team.
He's in Miami again. Sure.
Yeah, this is correct. Yeah. That's a great record there, man. Like he's kept clean sheets all through it, and we don't talk about it because he played. Who does he play for again?
Unai Simon plays for
Athletic
Bilbao.
He plays for Bilbao. Yeah,
or plays for Bilbao. Yeah.
No, Athletic Bilbao. Yes, but it's
right.
Yeah, but it's fun because that's the funny thing about Spain is their guys, and it's respectful because they're obviously top tier, top level one clubs.
I still don't
understand. Play for nondescript teams. They're just good at like I'm good at it. I'm at a
and you've
mid-table
got
team. I'm good.
Garcia on the bench, who are statistically a lot better than him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, national team wise,
you know my opinion.
Just better. Now, he locked in.
No. I'm not saying. I'm not giving an opinion between Garcia or Raya. I think they're both fantastic goalkeepers. But I think they both are ahead of him. And
I agree.
In my personal opinion. So I would, if he started with Garcia, I would have, even though Raya's had a great season, I would have sort of understood it, the reasoning behind it.
But I think Simone has been the keeper for all of their cup wins.
I personally believe it has to do with they play in Spain. Oyarzabal's getting all the starts. He plays in Spain.
Yeah.
You know, Simon's getting all the starts. He plays in Spain. Even though Raya
Garcia plays in Spain.
Champions League final, it's got to count for something, right? I'm just saying.
I think it's a legacy thing. Man.
I agree, you know, and like you said, I mean, Oyarzabal's at Sociedad. I mean, do you think he's going to get a move, or do you think he just doesn't want to move?
He doesn't want to move. He's like,
I think they're comfortable.
Had time getting I always forget his name, Zubamendi, out of Sociedad. He didn't really want to go.
Marino came from Sociedad as well.
Yeah, so
it's a quality of life thing, man. I think
I think so.
They love it.
Why would you want to go from Sociedad, which is better, and then come to rainy rainy London or the north of England? So yeah.
definitely gotta do some motivating there, some encouraging to get to trade south of Spain for Manchester. Ooh.
Yeah, like a bigger wage package. There you go. That's the only way that's gonna happen. So
yeah, absolutely, man. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they approach the game today. If Belgium do indeed try to skip the midfield, or if it will be another 800 passes from the Spanish to just kind of pass them to death.
The kings of the 1-0. They are the kings of the 1-0.
Yeah, I can see a 1-0 in this one as well. I just hope that it's not what we saw yesterday, you know, where Belgium are kind of in between what they're trying to do, and it's just a typical Spain performance.
I think with Rudy Garcia, I don't think we'll have that. And I think if they're down, they'll be swinging for the fences. I think you saw that against Senegal as well. They just threw everything to so if Spain are winning, Belgium going to throw the kitchen sink at them. So
I think Belgium is going to go for the haymaker early, man. I think they like Asif said earlier when he made the changes 2 games ago and he saw them come to life in extra time. He's like, I'm gonna just run with this. I think that's what they're gonna do. Because as a player, there's no way we just played our absolute best. We came back and won a game. We decimated somebody, and then we're playing a team that we probably shouldn't beat. What is there to lose? If we lose, losing 1-0 or losing, and Spain's not gonna score a ton, 3-0. What's the difference? Just go out there and just play, man. They are kind of sort of taking on the Norway Holland mentality of, hey man, just go have fun. Because they had Holland at a press conference yesterday, and Holland was like, hey, so what do you think about the game? England is XYZ, and he's like, well, and he said England is confident. And he said, and they asked him, should they be? He's like, yeah, of course they should be confident. Well, you make it this far, why wouldn't you think you're gonna win it? And the funny thing is, he's been so great, and people are joking. He's like, well, that's the pep in him.
We were talking
like, hey, I'm going to just give you back the lines you gave me. I'm never going to downgrade my team. I'm going to just give you the lines you gave. Well, why aren't you bigging up your team? You asked me that, so I'm agreeing with that. They should feel that way. And just leave it.
I think going back to like when we were talking about Argentina and we're talking about England, I read something and it's quite. Bellingham gets a yellow card. He's out of the game against.
Hey, man.
If we get through, so yeah.
Well, if we know the right back is out of extra game, how can we get one more person out of extra game? So in the first minute when there's a yellow,
don't be surprised.
From somebody going, but Bellingham is over there.
Yeah.
Just no.
Somehow he gets the yellow.
The way he plays, he can't not give 100%, especially against Norway. So I think if it happens, it happens. And we've got an able replacement. I'm not saying it's like for like, but Rodgers is not a bad player. So
No, but the funny, I was actually,
and I know Arteta would agree since he's sniffing around. So
to mirror your comment, as I think about England, there's two players that they can't replace at all: Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, and they've literally been the talisman for the team. If either one of them are unable to play for whatever reason, injury or whatever, it's a completely different England team. Especially the way Tuchel has been managing the team. Like if Jude is out there, even though he doesn't play great all the time, he has an energy and aura around him that kind of brings enough attention to him that helps other people, create space. And Harry is a workhorse. Now, has Ivan Toney? I don't even think Ivan Toney's played a minute in this thing, right? So he's not there. Who's played when Kane has come off? Yeah, Rice. I agree. Rice too.
Has Kane come off?
He's hardly ever come off, but when he has come off,
I think he has. I think he's come off.
He hasn't really been like for like.
Well, who's the striker that replaces
Watkins would come in, right?
Yeah, it was Ali. It was Ali who came on. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's been playing too most.
But those were when games were over. But those guys can't be replaced.
Yeah, I hear that. Bellingham reminds me of the way Benzema was in when Madrid won the Champions League, when they were down to Chelsea and then they were down to City, and Benzema in both ties said, "You know what? Nah, this ain't how this is gonna be," and he single-handedly got past both of them. I was like, Jesus. And so when Jude decides, hey man, I'm gonna put the whole island on my back here, and we're gonna go for this. I mean, he can definitely turn it on. Watkins has played around 30 minutes, says SC. Okay,
yeah. I thought it was out.
Good,
but it begs the question, because if it does come home, does Harry Kane win the Ballon d'Or? You know how to put a couple of names out there. Like if France wins, is it Mbappe or Dembele? Because Dembele's season trophy-wise is more impressive. And if England wins, does Harry Kane win the Ballon d'Or?
For me, he should. But we know how Ballon d'Or voting goes. So
anyway.
Because if Norway wins, you go ahead and engrave his name on there now. Because the Viking is winning it. You just engrave his name as soon as the thing is over.
Absolutely, and that would be absolutely crazy. But no one, except perhaps English fans, would be upset about that.
I got nothing, man.
But yeah, it's going to be a good one today, Spain and Belgium. I hope, for the neutrals' sake, that it is a bit more entertaining than the France-Morocco game. I really, especially if Belgium watch that game and we're like, man, we can't do that. We can't not have a game plan. So I do expect Belgium to come with the fire, as SC says here. They're going to throw that kitchen sink at them, and I do hope that they do so. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up right there. It's definitely been a good show. Big up the chat every single time. Thanks for being here, of course. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Yesterday was a good one, and of course, we'll be back tomorrow. So make sure you're liking, make sure you are subscribing, notification bell, share it with the family, the friends, and everybody else, of course. Thanks again to everyone who's been here, and you. We'll see us next time.